Hey folks, God's ways have always intrigued me because so often His ways are so different than my ways. For instance, I'm intrigued that God allows a 14, 15, 16-year-old young lady to have the physical capacity to have a child. If I were God, I'd wait until they were, 65 or 70, when they've had a little bit of life before they could actually bear children. But God uses process in our lives to mature us, and that's the same thing is true with homeschooling. Homeschooling is a walk of faith, and that's one reason God uses process. Our faith increases along the pathway. We see God move in different areas at different times and encourages us to look to Him as the author and finisher of our homeschooling journey. Secondly, the process reveals to us how weak we are. We get weary. We get frustrated, we get in the flesh, we talk loudly, maybe yell at our kids at times when we should respond quietly. And it reminds us of our great need of His grace and of His mercy. And as we receive that from Him, it should help encourage us to give it to others, especially our children. And so as we finish up the month of March and we've talked about process, I look back at my life and I can see where I pushed my kids too hard at times. Always, I think, out of love and out of a good motivation, but sometimes we can compare them to what we did at their age or what somebody else is doing or perhaps even another sibling, and it causes us to get anxious. And anxiety is not what God's about. That's not faith. Faith suggests that God knows what He's doing, even in the midst of our shortcomings. So I encourage you today to enjoy the process of homeschooling. Enjoy and embrace the lessons that God gives you, and you'll be surprised how God will use this, not just in your child's life, but especially in your life as a parent. This is Kirk Smith with ICHE's Take 5.